Hey guys, so I just kind of wanted to go over a couple things regarding the back medium kick Rekka series that everyone was kind of asking about. I don't exactly have a script or anything, there might be interruptions, but just kind of work with me. So there's two main ways to kind of set this up. The main one is coming up here in the video, the sort of ballerina sweep, I'll call it. It's fantastic for setting up wake-ups in general. You can always just do it if they wake up close to you, but they can technically recover backwards. I do believe it still catches it, even from standing distance. It might not. Typically, whenever I do it, I always drive rush it just to be sure. But you don't have to. You can just technically walk forward and do it. But another way of doing it is sweeping, because it is a hard knockdown. There's nothing that they can do. They can't back roll or anything like that. You just kind of set up into it. She also kind of moves forward when she does it, which helps out setting it up because it puts you in range, and then you can do this move. So this move is really good for several reasons. So the opponent has to be aware of this move in order for it to work. So I would definitely start with this move, especially if you're at a lower level. So you get a knockdown, start with this move, establish it as a tool. So once they start to respect the move, we're going to kind of look at what you can do from there. But the end goal is something like this. So it costs a little bit, depending if you get sweep or if you set it up with kind of the ballerina twirl. You can spend either 3 or 4 bars of the drive meter on it. And the end goal for me personally is getting the medal. Getting a medal off of every interaction that you possibly can is really important with Manon. It makes her command grab even scarier. And I'm going to be honest with you, most of the time, the threat of the high medal command grab is better than the command grab, because they will wake up and try and push buttons or break throws or jump or do something. So anyways, now let's say they start respecting the move. So they're going to start blocking this. Here's where this move is so great. When you knock them down, we'll actually have them just block high for the sake of this. Standing block only. So we sweep them. They start to block it. Nobody says you have to even hit the second button. And because of that, you can set up a lot of neat pressure. So the first mix-up is, well, you can command grab them when they wake up. You don't even have to start doing this. Then you can do, instead of doing it twice, you can just do it once and then go for the command grab. I would recommend heavy because it is going to come out the fastest at 5 frames. There are benefits to using light, such as the distance. It does take a little bit longer, but having that range on a command grab is kind of insane. But for the sake, we're just going to use heavy. So from here, this is special cancelable, and here's where it's kind of like a, depends on what you're trying to shoot for, depends on how risky you're feeling, things like that. It is special cancelable, but it's very hard to find something with her that's safe when you go for a special cancel. So looking at her safe things, EX overhead is safe. However, and I could set it up, but you're just going to have to trust me on this. If they jab you, you can get knocked out of it, so it's not real. This is real, technically, to where you could do that. The issue is if they block it, you're dead. That basically goes the same for this move. You also could go for this, but I'm going to be honest, don't. It's way too risky. You do get a medal, and you can technically stop it, but once again, if they're just a little jab happy, it kind of puts a rainy day on your parade. So what I typically do is I like to do this move and then drive rush it. And the reason why is because this opens up your pressure so much more. Because they already had to deal with 2 interactions where they could have been command grabbed. Let's add a third. You could start off with that. However, you don't even have to do that. If you do this, or if you do this, those are 2 interactions where both of them are pretty plus. For the sake of the low kick, if you are going to go for further interactions, a lot of the times you do want to do the crouching light punch, because if you don't, I believe it's only -1. Yeah, it's -1 on drive rush. But if you do a jab afterwards, it cancels some of the end lag, and it's technically +2. The reason why you would want to do that is because if you think that they're going to jump your command grab, you could go ahead and do this. But if they're blocking the whole thing, there's also no like real risk to you as a Manon player, which is really important. Managing risk with Manon is kind of important because a lot of her special moves put her in kind of a risky position. So the other alternative, you could do this into crouching medium kick, crouching medium punch. Crouching medium punch is +3, and it does put you in heavy command grab range, which means if they try and mash buttons out of this, which some may, you will beat them with a command grab. Or from there, you also could try and catch their jump. If you do think that they're going to jump, you can back heavy punch, and the reason why that's so good is because it will catch their jump. So I'll actually show sort of what it looks like. I'll just try and manually catch the jump. So you get that, basically. Which is really nice, because once again, getting a medal is kind of the goal with Manon, so being able to do that is fine. Another option that you have is to go from this into a regular grab if you don't suck. There we go. You obviously can't do it too early because you can't grab people that are stuck in blocking frames. So if you do that, there's actually several benefits. The biggest one is that if they attack, you beat it. If they try and jump, I do believe you also beat that too, because I think it's meaty. I could be wrong. Actually, no. You do beat it, but not in the way that you would think. So they are able to jump it, but the grab is a lot faster on recovery than a command grab. Meaning, you can go for the grab, and then before they even hit the ground, you can anti-air them. So it's really kind of another sort of safe bet to go for. Let me fix this block. Make a block all. So it really is kind of a safe bet to go for after this, and then you can continue pressure. There's a lot of options that you have basically with this move. And at the end of the day, you're trying to get a medal. So wherever you feel like throwing in a command grab is kind of up to you. You can even do it after this move. So we talked about how this one's only -1. And if you do that, you should probably go into jabs. Even that, if they start to respect, you can also, well, don't do that. You can also go for a command grab, because any time that you're conditioning an opponent to do something, take advantage of it. Especially with her command grab, you get rewarded very, very, very heavily. But yeah, that's why this move is so great.